Hey everyone, welcome to another 10-minute review. This time we have Rusty Hearts, a side-scrolling, dungeon-crawling, free-to-play hybrid MMO developed by Stairway Games and published by Perfect World Entertainment. First, I wanted to go through the character creation before you can get in-game. The character creator is extremely limited. You are only allowed to pick a character to play, and you don't really get to decide the gender or the race of the person that you pick. You're stuck with what the game offers, so if you like personalizing your character, well, you have to do that in-game with different items and such. As you can see here, you have the choice between standard-looking anime-styled characters, between the big busted women, Lolitas, or emo-looking men. This game immediately shows you the kind of art style they're going to be going with. As you scroll through the available classes, you will notice that there is some tabs for weapons. These are the weapons that you may use in game, but it may take you a while to get one of each of them to try for yourself. I decided for this review to choose Franz, a standard warrior-looking character. So let's talk about the combat and the gameplay. For all the negatives Rusty Heart has, which I'll talk about later, the combat is not really one of them. It's extremely fluid, responsive, and just plain fun. You get a good selection of skills to use and create your own styles of chains. The best way to describe the combat in this game is to compare it to something like Darksiders or Devil May Cry. There are a plethora of bosses and big bad monsters to fight in Rusty Hearts, and each one gets more difficult based on the difficulty that you choose when you enter a dungeon. Dungeons are the only way to level in Rusty Hearts. All of the questing is focused on dungeons, so prepare to grind out the same dungeon on different difficulty levels many times. You will also be given your standard selection of MMO-style potions and buffs. You know, the things that generate your health and your mana, or increase your damage, crit, or defenses, etc. The buffs that you will make are through cooking, and the materials that you find for cooking are found throughout the dungeons. As a matter of fact, almost everything you get will be from killing monsters in dungeons. This game is the definition of grinding. There are quests, but the quests require you to go into dungeons and fight monsters. The dungeons are set up in sections that you must go through. You will go to one small block of the dungeon, kill everything, and move on. Much in the fashion of old arcade-style 2D side-scrollers, where you will kill all the bad guys and the game will give you an arrow to move on to the next area. Sadly, when you first start playing Rusty Hearts, you'll be severely limited in your skills and gear, but give the game a little bit of time, and you'll be enjoying some great combos in no time. As for the leveling in Rusty Hearts, it starts out pretty quick, but turns into a grinding feeling in no time. I reached level 18 before my 10 hours were up, but a lot of that was spent in town running around trying to figure out what else there was to do in the game besides dungeon grind. Now for the music. The entire mood of the game is set from the music, and Rusty Hearts has some great music. The developers at Stairway Games should be proud of this soundtrack. It really fits the style of the game quite nicely. And what you're seeing here is the screen that comes up at the end of a dungeon. You earn cards from the dungeon, and at the end, you can randomly select a card. Choosing the right card will reward you with loot. Even if you pick the wrong card, you'll get some gold, so it's not all bad. As you can see here, this is a section of a dungeon. So you will kill all the monsters in one section, and then it will tell you to move on. Rusty Heart's use of the electric guitar is nice, and they have good fighting music, that's for sure. And as you can tell, they're not afraid to go into a little more creepy sounding music to set a different tone as well. I actually turned this clip way down, because for some reason the way it played in the game made it just hurt my ears, but just listen to that epic guitar. I love that. And I had to throw this song in there. It's my favorite in the whole game. Sadly, I only got a few seconds of it in there, but let's talk about bosses and stuff that you get to kill. From giant lobsters to demons that port you to another dimension. You don't really get to kill them, though. Rusty Hearts has a lot of great design for its creatures and its environments. You'll constantly be finding new, unique monsters and bosses to kill. Now, what about the questing in Rusty Hearts? Well, it sucks. You go into town, you pick up a quest, and you go into the dungeon that the quest instructs you to go into. Yep, this is the one. And then you pick the difficulty and murder everything in the dungeon. Once you've completed your quest, you go back to town, turn it in, and they'll give you another quest to do the same thing, only harder this time. Now, I want to talk about some of the major annoyances. This fucking UI. In the tutorial, 5 minutes into the game, I get a window, and then another window, and then another window popping up, trying to tell me something I just don't get. The game has no idea how to ease you into playing it. I clear my screen of all these crazy messages, and then I move down the hallway just 10 seconds later, and bam, more shit in my face. I just wanted it to go away, so I'd close everything, forget about it, leave me the fuck alone. And the cutscenes? They're neat, I guess, but they're confusing as shit.
Go for it, dude. I'll cover you.
He's coming. Prepare yourselves. Is that? No.
What? The door just opened. Monsters on top of the roof. Amelia? Who the fuck is Amelia? This is 10 minutes into the game.
Franz, snap out of it.
What's up, buddy? Here he comes.
Wake up. What's the matter with you all of a sudden? Franz, Franz.
Here.
Franz. Franz. Franz.
And the spoken dialogue? Why the shit do they cut each other off mid-sentence? What?
We go back out. Although we're out in the open here.
They'll have crap like this happen all the time in the text dialogue, too. It'll close before you even get to read it. Even a speed reader couldn't finish that garbage. I gave up on the story 15 minutes into the game because it was too taxing trying to read the dialogue or listen to people talk over each other. Anyways, my overall feeling on the game is quite good. It's a great game if you're looking for a no-holds-barred grinder. You can follow the quests, and you should follow the quests, but you can also just do dungeons. They're fun, extremely quick, and, I mean, they're 3 to 10 minutes quick, and they're very rewarding. Combat is a blast, and you are able to keep increasing your variation of skills as you level, so there's always something new to try. But with the extreme lack of character identity for players, no real trade skills or gathering skills, no open world, I can't recommend this to all MMO players, especially RP players or anyone coming right out of something like World of Warcraft. However, the game comes at a great low price tag of free, so that's definitely a positive. The cash shop and the economy is pretty barren. There's not a whole lot of trading going on. Also, you can get it on Steam. So, if you watched all the way to the end of this review, you must be somewhat interested in the game. So, give it a try. It's fun, free, and different than many other offerings available. You don't need to have friends to play this game. I recommend Rusty Hearts after playing it for 10 hours.